This is a sublimation clock that we are going to be making today. Koala sent me this clock. You can see that it comes in at about 7.9 inches. And they also sent me some sublimation paper, and it's the 125, and that is my preference. So I am going to get this designed and we will get it ready. One thing I want to point out is if you do this clock kit, be sure to remove the protective coating that's on there. I pulled it up here so that you can see it. And I'll have a link below for both of these items as well. So I started in my Creative Fabrica account. On this clock, you could put a family photo, you can put anything that you want on the clock. I decided to go with one of these clock designs from Creative Fabrica. And so I have downloaded one here. I downloaded this one. I think this is cute. And so I'm going to upload that into my Canva here. So I'm going to start with a custom size. I do have the Canva Pro account, so I just want to let you know that. So I'm going to go to inches here, and that clock comes in at about 7.9. So I'm going to go 8.1 by 8.1 because I want a full wrap on this. And so I am going to bring in my design, my workspace here. And then I'm going to upload my design here. I went with this one. And so I'm going to pull this into our area. And I am going to stretch this all the way out. And the reason I went with, actually, I'm going to shrink it down here a little bit. The reason I went with this size is because I want a full wrap. And I am worried that if I get too close to the edge, one of my numbers will be cut off. So I wanted to bring this in, and then I am going to add a background. Let's see, let's go with just a black background. Just put a black square in there or something too, but I'll see what they have for black background. I could maybe go for a cow print, but I don't want to match that up like that. So, or maybe even something with a little bit of a design in the back. I just want to make sure that my design is completely covered when I put it onto the clock. So now I'm going to hit position here and I'm going to send that to the back. Now I have a bigger workspace to work with on this clock. So I want to check my size here. So it says 7.7. So I think I'll keep that about 7.7. And now I'm going to perfectly center this in here, right there. So now I'm going to download this. I'm going to go to share here and I'm going to go to download and I'm going to raise up my DPI just because I can. I have the Pro. You don't need to, and you don't need to have a transparent background for this one. So I'm going to get this downloaded as a PNG here. So I'm going to download this and get that coming up, and I am going to open a Word document. You can print however you want. I just choose to use a Word document. So now I'm going to go to my layouts here and I'm going to set my margins to 0, and I'll make this landscape so that you can see it a little bit better here. And then shrink it down so you can see the whole page. Get it on here. Nope, a little too far. Right here. And now I'm going to insert our picture. So I went to insert and picture, and I will grab our design that we just downloaded here and have that come into my Word document. Now I'm going to go up to this icon here. Wow, that really looks good together. I'm going to go up to my icon here and I'm going to hit the wrap and through. You can also do that up here. And if you look under picture format here, you can see that it came in at the 8.1 by 8.1. That's exactly what we want. And the reason I hit the wrap and through is because then you can move it around on your page. I just don't want it so close to the edge. And so now I'm going to go to print. And like I said, you can put a family photo in here. You can put your dog in here. You can do whatever you want. I just chose to make this quick. So I pulled up a Creative Fabrica design and they had plenty. I I searched sublimation clock, and that's where this design came from. So now I'm going to choose my printer that is my sublimation printer, which is my Epson EcoTank 2840 that I have converted over to sublimation printing by adding sublimation ink. And we are going to go to printer properties here. And we're going to make sure we have premium presentation paper matte and high quality. And then under more options, I'm going to turn bidirectional printing off, and I am going to mirror my image. Yours might say high speed, turn high speed off or bidirectional. And then under image options, I like to emphasize more and emphasize thin lines. And then hit OK. Okay, and it says my printer is offline here. That's just because I like to use a printer cable when I print. And so I will go and get this hooked up to my printer and get it printed. So this is a 200 pack of Koala sublimation paper, and I really like that they have them in 2 packages of 100 instead of all in one package. That will really help keep the humidity out of this paper. Of course, we are going to be printing on the bright white side of the paper. So here's that print right out of my sublimation printer. I cleaned the sublimation ready side, the white side, real well, and now I have got it laying down on my print, centered very nicely on there, and now I'm going to use heat resistant tape and tape it in place. So I have this taped on with heat resistant tape real well. You do not want to get any tape on the white side, because then when your image presses, it will have a white mark there where the tape was. So be very careful taping this in place, because we are going to be flipping this on the press because we want the paper side up. And Koala instructions for this hardboard is 401 degrees Fahrenheit for 100 seconds plus or minus 15 seconds. So I think what I'll do, I'm using the htvront Auto Heat Press 2, and it goes up in 5-degree increments. So I'm going to do 400 degrees for probably 80 seconds. I'll set it for 85 seconds. I usually do 385 for 1 minute on MDF, but I am going to do what is instructed here on the sublimation paper. So I have my press set up at 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 130 pounds of pressure, which is a medium pressure, and I've got it set for 85 seconds. Now I have protective paper down on my press. I have our clock under this sublimation paper here, and we are ready to press this. I do have a silicone mat as well on my press that just gives it a better pressure. I will have a link below for this silicone mat. So let's get this pressed. So I have my cooling mat ready here with protective paper, and this is almost done. So we'll take a peek and see how it looks before I unwrap it. Wow, that looks really good. Never used this paper before. Well, I'm going to get this up on the mat and get it unwrapped, and we'll see. And here's the paper. You can see that it picked the ink up really well. And here is our clock. Wow, just perfect. So again, I did 400 degrees Fahrenheit, 130 pounds of pressure for 85 seconds. So I have got this clock together, and I think it looks beautiful. So when you put the mechanism together, it actually has the hanger attached to it on the back, so it will hang perfectly. I love how this clock turned out. I will have a discount code below for both this and the paper, and this is Koala brand. Thank you for taking the time to watch my video. Please like my video, subscribe to my channel, see links below, and leave me a comment.